Vacation hair is in full effect here on I almost said the wrong day. No, it's Monday, Tuesday, Gronk Day. Rob Gronkowski joining the show as always, 4-time Super Bowl champ and his former teammate as well, a 3-time Super Bowl champ because he did not follow Tom Brady down to Tampa Bay. Devin McCourty. You see him on Sunday Night Football Night in America, and the whole bit. He'll talk. You know what I want to ask him about? Matt Patricia. The laminated sheet, the pencil behind his ear. He's called. What has he got? What has he got? How much faith should I have? Faith should I have in him? And there's also a very specific play that I want to talk to him about. With that, he'll talk to me about his best and favorite safeties that he's seeing in the league. And we have an interview with Justin Jefferson. I gotta say, he talked to me about Cousins, his future, Justin Jefferson's future, how they're intertwined, how much they talk about it, on him wanting to throw a touchdown, on him dominating the Lions, who they still face twice this season. One of my favorite interviews of the entire season right now. Monday, Tuesday, Gronk Day. Gronk will be on. It's also Monday, Tuesday, underreactions. What are we not giving enough love to? What's happening around the league? What's shaken? What do we need to sort of highlight and put on your radar heading into week 16? I'm so sad. Like the fantasy playoffs are here. What's going on? We're going to sort of bring something back, like a throwback, and add on to it. And it's sort of, it's self-aggrandizing. Sure, I'll say it. I'll admit it because we're on top of it. We're tracking things at such an insane sick pup clip on this show. We thought we had to run back something that we started talking about before Thanksgiving, because back then nobody was talking about the drastic difference between the Cowboys home and road splits. Nobody's making anything of that. I honestly fought Hamilton on it because I was like, there's not anything to this. But now, after the beatdown in Buffalo, everybody's talking about why is this the defining characteristic of this team, their inability to get it done on the road. Well, let's take a look at how wild that contrast actually is. We whipped this up. Cowboys 7-0 at home, 3-4 on the road. That's crazy. But it's the underlying numbers, guys, that make it a bit shocking, okay? They're scoring nearly 20 fewer points per game on the road. They're averaging over 100 fewer yards per game. And most glaring of all, the big indictment, the smoking gun here, is that the point differential is crazy. Plus 171 at home, one of the best we've seen. It's 1 point behind the undefeated 2007 Patriots. That's unbelievable. On the road, they've been outscored by 4. Okay, this is as dominant a team as we've ever seen at home, and like they're not even middling. They're like below average when they're on the road. So that's really shocking when you look at the numbers. The Cowboys, where are they this week? Well, they're packing their bags. They're going on the road Christmas weekend to Miami, and this is a chance. This is an opportunity here to rewrite the narrative. And it's a problem. Listen, they're going to have to solve this problem if they want to make a road to the Super Bowl or a play at it. The Niners, they're really close to locking up the 1 seed. You saw Debo was smiling ear to ear. I've never seen that man in that good. He's always in a good mood, but that was a great mood he was in. They're sitting purdy. They really are, okay? And if the Eagles win out against the Giants and the Cardinals, I punned myself into a corner and I didn't even know. The Cowboys, hold on, let me get this straight. I have to get this right. The Niners, they're closing in on it. That looks great. And the Eagles win if they beat the Giants and the Cardinals, and they win out, the Cowboys drop into the 5 seed, I think. And that's not good, okay? They would almost definitely have to play a playoff game, literally every playoff game on the road. So we'll see how they look in Miami this weekend. Right now, looking a little scary for the boys. I'm on vacation. I have the giggles. Guys, Devin McCourty is coming on the show. I love Devin McCourty. I love him. I love what he's doing with NBC. We had him on last year and had a great chat. So he'll pop on and say hi to Gronk too. I'm not going to count it as a surprise guest because Devin's going to analyze a lot of things in the league and I'm going to have some time with him on my own. If you have questions for Devin McCourty, whether or not you're a Patriot fan, I mean, Devin can talk about anything that's going on in the league. Eagles fans, I'm sure, have a lot of questions about what's going on in their backyard. Okay, we also got to talk about what's going on in Baltimore right now because Lamar, listen, we gave him his flowers, but they got a defensive tackle on a historic season, and he's totally flying under the radar. Let's talk about Justin, the strip sack. Can I just see it, please? Let's take a look at the strip sack. I mean, this is Trevor Lawrence going down Sunday night. I had the alternate language broadcast of this going, and it sticks in my head because the enthusiasm on this was insane. Justin tied an NFL record by picking up at least half a sack in 11 straight games. That's as a defensive tackle, people. He's a former third rounder. He had 8.5 sacks in his first 3 seasons, but he's completely taken off in this Mike Macdonald scheme. And if you look at the company he's joining here, 11 straight games with at least half a sack, pushes him in a tie with Trey Hendrickson, who we love, who's a madman, and that 95 yoga doing Chris Jones with the Chiefs for the longest streak in NFL history. And it puts him ahead, guys, of legends like Michael Strahan, puts him ahead of Javon Curse. And by the way, Chris Jones and he now, the only defensive tackles ever that have had streaks of even 8+ games, which is insane. So not Aaron Donald, John Randall, as terrifying as he is, not even him, just those two. So not a bad thing for a contract year. And I love that. And it's really one of the biggest reasons. And he's been why the Ravens have this #1 ranked defense in the NFL this season. So can he make things tough for Brock Purdy on Christmas night? And I just got to tell everybody, after we had Debo on yesterday, I'm not usually I'm a company woman. I like the NFL always, but I'm not always a fan of NFL on a Christmas day. Or I know the NBA goes crazy on Christmas. I'd like to rather not do that, but this is the best Santa gift ever. This game that's going to happen between these Niners and these Ravens, and Debo only got me more excited for that when he was on their show yesterday. Finally, there's a lot of focus on the Chiefs' offensive frustration, the demonstrative nature of what's going on the sidelines and such, and the sort of vitriol directed, understandably so, at one Kadarius Tony. I think we're underreacting to the fact that in all this, and all the Taylor Swift, by the way, Dumas saying they're getting engaged. I'm just saying they're going to get, has he asked for her hand in marriage? That's what the streets are saying. I don't know. But I will say in all of that, all the hoopla, Patrick Mahomes, frustrated as he is, he's found his #1 receiver over the last month. Why are we giving that some love? That's what we're underreacting to here on a Wednesday. Rashi Rice, people. Let's take a look at the production. Read it and weep, okay? Over the past 4 weeks, Kansas City's 2nd-round pick ranks top 5 in every major receiving category. His 32 catches over this span are 1 behind Michael Pittman for the league lead. He's averaged more yards per game than Jamar Chase and A.J. Brown. He is top 5 in touchdowns and has hauled in an absurd almost 85% of his targets. Only Jamar has been better over that stretch. And I don't want to talk about Jamar because he's banged up and not playing, and that makes me very sad. So Rashi Rice deserves some love here. This is when it matters, okay? Because he's getting stronger and stronger every week. The numbers are going up. All of a sudden, he's doing some wide receiver 1 things. Why aren't we noticing? We're seeing here, from the last time we played the Raiders, if there's one thing I've learned, it's we should never underestimate Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. LaShawn McCoy knows Andy Reid better than a lot of us do. And he's not worried about this Chiefs team finding their way. And if Rice can keep building momentum, and if he can build chemistry like this week to week with Patrick, watch out. This offense is going to start clicking, and we're all going to be, talking about Rice and Travis and wedding bells and all these things come playoff time and a potential Super Bowl run into Las Vegas. All right. It is 9:08. No, it is 8:08 Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have a lot of fun on the show. We've got Gronk. I'm going to hit the chat. This Justin Jefferson interview, is he going to be a Bengal? What does he say about Jamar Chase? He almost threw a touchdown. He wants to throw in again. Does it happen against the Lions? Does he will this team with Nick Mullins into a playoff situation? Do not miss it. We'll be back here on Up and. Hello, YouTube. Let's see. Kat sent me my links. Let me get you guys on the YouTube. Hey, everybody. Sure. What's up? I'm happy that you're back. I gotta tell you, I've had a lot of time to think, and you've had a lot of time to think over 2 months about. I do, but I don't know if it's very particularly is it popular? How long is Justin Jefferson? 10 minutes? Wow, a long interview. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Who in that control room knows about about sneakers? Anyone? Anybody on my YouTube chat know about sneakers? I have to buy my 11-year-old nephew sneakers, and I've had this, what is this, the goat.com tab open for a week and maybe 2 weeks on my computer, and I have yet to strike. I have yet to buy a pair of shoes because I don't know which are cool shoes. I think he has 11. Yeah, yeah. Do 11-year-olds, are Jordan's cool to 11? He like, I don't know. Okay. Dramatic, yes. What kind of Jordans? No, see, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this and no one's gonna like it, but I've been Jordan 11s, like are enough people that shouldn't be wearing them that we are over them. Who did I just see wearing them? Yeah, maybe one. Yeah. But the 11s, it's like so cool. I don't know. I feel like I've seen them on too many feet lately. The Concords. I know. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Marissa? That's what I'm saying. Oh gosh, guys, you guys are about to see that. I mean, if you haven't watched the Justin Jefferson interview, guys, check it out. It'll be streaming live here in a minute. No, I just started laughing because I said Purdy and it caused it. Oh, I love this. I'm happy that you're back. I gotta tell you, I've had a
Oh,
lot of
thank
time
you.
to think, and you've had a lot of time to think over 2 months
Right.
about what this game is without you. And I gotta tell you, it's not as great. We
It's
like
not
having
the
you
same,
back.
huh? It's not the
No,
same. It's not the
no,
same.
we're happy that you're back. Listen, I know you wanted the win, Justin, but after 2 months and what people aren't talking about, an insane start to the season, 150, 159, 149 receiving yards before the injury. You tell me, what was it really like being back out there for your first full game?
Oh, it felt great. Even last week to, start out the game in Las Vegas, the intensity to go out there and the energy to want to be the best person I can be for the fans and for my teammates. But it had ended shortly with the hit. Another injury that occurred. So during that time, it's a tough moment. Just thinking about all that has happened this whole season, especially just like you said, the way I started and the expectations that I had for myself. Throughout the whole season. So it is definitely a tough period of time, but just leaning on my friends, my family, my teammates, my coaches, and just, being eager to come back. And now that I'm back, just trying to give them all that I can, as much as possible.
I'm sure you learned a lot about yourself in those 2 months. It's only going to make you a better
A
player. It's just a chapter in the
lot,
story.
a lot, a lot.
What did you learn?
I
What's the
mean,
one thing you learned about yourself?
patience, patience. That's kind of something that I had to deal with for the first time in my career. Just not being injured throughout my whole career, just having that healthy body and just being active every single game. Now just having to take the back seat for a while and not being eager to push it and wanting to go out there earlier than expected. So it's definitely times that I got frustrated throughout the PT process, and my trainers did a phenomenal job with me and just talking through it with me, just every step of the way. It definitely was great having them, and they did a fantastic job by getting me back on the field.
I can tell because I know you didn't get the win, but you had 2 catches in this game that were as
Mhm.
good as 2 catches that I've seen all year. One, the defender basically tackling you before the ball even got there, and then the
Yeah.
juggling catch, which everybody was freaking out with the review and all that. But do you think you're happy? Can we talk about the throw?
It's
Justin,
gonna get there. It's gonna get there.
look, no, I love that they drew it up for you, but you were under a lot of pressure. I mean, you're throwing a touchdown if they get the blocking right.
it's going to get there eventually. You know, it was open. You know, if I would have had like a second or two, I felt like I would have made that throw and it would have been a touchdown to KJ. So, but I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get it another opportunity one of these times, and I'll do better.
Well, you got 2 times against the Lions. You torched the Lions, like 200 yards. So maybe that's a little something extra. Y'all need these 2 wins. Are you like Kevin? You know what to do.
Sure. I feel like I'm like that every game. You know, I always tell KO to give me those opportunities throughout the game. Of course, I feel like I would take me over anybody, especially in those 50-50 opportunities. So it's just all about the timing of the plays, just being at the right spot at the right times. And just moving everybody in different positions. I feel like, you know, 3JA, he has been coming a long way.
Yeah.
He's made a tremendous jump in, you know, the rookie process. I feel like he's been doing a tremendous job this whole year. So him keep making plays, I'm making plays, and of course KJ making his plays. We feel like we're always on the good side in the pass game.
It is amazing to see you as like, you're like the OG JA's coming along. It's very cool. No, it really is.
Right?
It's very cool to
Right?
see. It is. I really do enjoy it.
It feels
Listen,
weird
Vikings,
though. It feels weird.
Is it weird?
It's too soon. It's too soon. It's too soon.
I'm sure you're enjoying it as it goes. You enjoy the moments and they're precious. You know. Listen, these Vikings-Bengals games, they're a lot of fun. I like to see the LSU trio reunited. You had the shirt on pregame. I saw you chopping it up with Joe. What were you two talking about?
You know, just always touching bases. You know, I always loved him as a person, and just being around him for so long. You know, we just build as a brotherhood. You know, of course, me and Jamar already had that brotherhood, just being in the same meeting room in LSU. But you know, now it's on the competition level and we're on different teams, and we want the best for each other though. So we always, whenever we see each other, we always just, you know, chop it up for that little couple seconds that we have. But it's always good to see them do well, and it sucks to see all of us deal with injuries this year.
Yeah, it hasn't been fun at all. You know, Jamar, you and Jamar are close, I think. He was asked.
We are.
Okay, but he was asked if you and he are the 2 best receivers in the NFL. And here's what he said. I don't feel like we're the 2 best. I feel like I'm the best.
Oh, I know what he said. I know what he said.
What do you think of that?
I don't have no comment on it. You know, he always does the talking. I just sit back and let my play do the talking. So, you know, he knows what's up. He's going to say what he says in the media, but at the end of the day, you know, when we have that conversation, he knows what's up.
I was surprised that Jamar said that, because you think he'd give you your love. And is it because you're on opposing teams? I don't get it.
True, but it's always a competition between us. You know, it's always love at the end of the day, but it's always a competition.
No, Jamar, you give him love. I've read it. You give him love.
You feel like I give him more love than he give me?
I think so.
I'll take that. I'll take that. That's the type of person I am. I'll take it.
You're a lover, not a fighter. Hey, where are we at? Listen, I'm not very cool. You look so freaking cool right now. Where are we at with the gritty? Because I've seen it a couple times this year. You haven't been out there. Are you bringing it back, or should I just wait to see you destroy the Lions and see what happens in the end zone?
I think you should just wait. I feel like, you know, if I spoil the moment, you know, it's not gonna be as good once it happened. So, you know, instead of just, you know, telling the future, I'd rather you just witness it yourself.
Because I already know you're going to go off. I mean, y'all have to sweep Detroit, which I love. Well, no, I talked to Cam Bynum a couple months ago, and he said that Brian Flores has them like choreographing, leaning into, planning out celebrations. Like, you might have to raise your game now that you're back.
I have to, because they've been killing it lately. I'm not going to lie. They've been planning it all out. They've been doing their own thing. But, I mean, to talk about them, they've been doing a tremendous job by giving us the football. I mean, Josh Metellus has been a ball hawk this whole season by making tremendous plays, by getting us the ball back. So, I mean, they have so many opportunities to think about what they're going to do in the end zone. And I'm excited to see what they have next.
Should I be excited to see Nick Mullins? Your coach, it was just announced he's the guy. Sounds like we're rolling with him.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, he just went for 300. So I mean, it's not a bad take. It's not a bad look. I mean, just like I said before the game, we have the confidence in him. He's been behind Kirk this whole entire time, learning from him and being in the back of the huddle, just walking through the plays by himself. So he's ready for the moment. As people can see, he's been making throws and plays for us all over the field last week. So we're just going to keep leaning on him, keep giving him that confidence to go out there and do what he do. And, as skilled players, we're going to, try to make it as easy as possible by making those tough catches and making him look good.
Give me the ball. Nick, that's what I heard. And maybe he'll throw it. And maybe y'all can learn from each other. Cousins' future. You've had a lot of time to think about it over 2 months, over a long time. How does Cousins' future affect your future?
I mean, it's at the end of the day, everything's going to work out for itself. I mean, my agent is better at that job than I am. My job is to be on the field and to play football. That's what I'm good at. That's what I continue to do.
Talk about it?
Not really too much. I mean, we really just continue to just have our moments together. I mean, we don't know when our time will be up. It's a business at the end of the day, and we don't know our future. So, we could be together today and going tomorrow. So we just have those conversations whenever we're in the training room, walking by each other, just a friendly, greeting and talking about what's going on at the moment. But it's never about, our future together or the contract talks. I feel like, us together, we're two people that doesn't really care too much about the contract and, all of that type of talk.
Where's the paperwork? You're supposed to sign an extension. Is it stuck on a fax machine somewhere? Is it under a PS5? Like, where's this paperwork?
I have no idea. That's talk for the Wills and for the GM and for KO. That's not talks for me.
You're answering every question perfectly. And listen, let me tell you this. A big, huge, amazing brand like Little Caesars is not giving you the love unless they know you're going to come back stronger than ever.
Yes,
and pick up just where you left off before that injury. You're here. We've seen the commercials. They're so good, incredible. Every 3
They're
seconds.
funny, right?
Yeah. Tell me what you have going on with Little Caesars and the pizza pregame promotion.
First of all, I've been loving the experience with Little Caesars. Our partnership is definitely growing, and I'm excited to see what we have going forward. Of course, they're the partner with NFL, them and Pepsi. So I'm excited to see what we all have in store. But the commercials are hilarious. I'm excited to see the new commercials that we have coming out. But the experience of the whole process of shooting the commercials and how they did everything and how they shot everything, it was all a new experience for me. So I was definitely excited to see all of that stuff.
I love that. Every fan who orders the pizza promotion, pizza pregame during the postseason can win prizes, and there's perks, and they can be entered to win season tickets for their favorite team. Which is
why not?
Why not? But you might be playing if y'all take care of business against the Lions and company and figure it out. But if you were to order a pizza during halftime for you and Kirk Cousins, what's on it? What's on your Little Caesars pizza?
Oh, I'm a sausage, bacon, ham. I'm a meat lovers type of
you're a ham
guy. I love all of that type of stuff. So
I feel like Kirk Cousins.
I don't know what Kirk will have though. I think he will have more of like the pepperoni, cheese, the normal plain.
Yeah. You don't think Kirk's putting pineapple on his pizza, Justin?
He might. He does seem like a pineapple type of guy.
I'm so damn happy you're back. Congratulations on everything and your millions of commercials and your partnership, and maybe we'll see you in the playoffs.
Maybe.
We got Hamilton joining us here. That was such a fun interview. I've interviewed him before. Let's not forget he stood me up before I ever met him on an Instagram
play
Live.
Video games. He had a good reason.
The Hell's Instagram Live. And then he got all the love in the world for like, you stood up, but I like seeing, there's this level of I just like seeing players He's an OG. He's talking about bringing Jordan Addison along. Like, it's just funny because to me, Justin Jefferson, I don't know that we've seen how good he can be. I don't think last year, which was the best that we've seen of any wide receiver of the 2022 season, like, I still think he's got more to go. He was crushing it before the injury, and now he might literally carry this team into it. And he seems super confident with Nick Mullins. Like, he's not sweating it at all.
Yeah, and he talked about it. Nick Mullins did throw for 300 yards in that game and completed 80% of his passes. I think just what has everybody a little apprehensive about it and, a little nervous about picking this Vikings team going forward is the turnovers that we saw, because those 2 interceptions, as we've seen, like what's sunk the Vikings over these past couple of weeks, it's Josh Dobbs when he had those 4 interceptions. And it was Nick Mullins with the turnovers he had, because it wasn't just that he turned the ball over. They were atrocious turnovers. You can't throw that interception he threw in the end zone, and the one he threw to BJ Hill, he was just trying to do way too much. So if he can just rein it in a little bit and play a little bit more within himself with a healthy Jefferson and with Addison, who we saw go absolutely nuts against the Bengals, this team definitely has a chance to get in here down the stretch.
Are you saying that, or are you giving the argument for them, or do you believe that?
I'm giving the argument. The toughest thing for them is going to be the schedule. As you mentioned, they got to play the Lions twice. That's not going to be easy. They have to play the Packers. It's a really tough road for them. And they're probably going to have to win at least 2 of those 3 to be able to get in.
Yeah, well said by you. I mean, we got a lot of perfect pizza going. Banana peppers and pepperoni slap. True. Scott A. Jalapeno and mushroom is the go. I think Tiara actually agrees with me on that. We were talking about it. And I will say this, Tiara just cut together such a fun interview. Hamilton, you produced that interview. It was so fun and so perfect. So shout out to you both for getting that done. It was amazing. We have Gronk, we have Devin McCourty on the show. But Brian Webb wants to know, Brian Webb, who you know is a big Ravens fan, an OG from Good Morning Football till now. He wants to know who you're picking on Monday night.
Oh man. It's hard to disappoint Brian here, but I do think with the way the Niners are playing right now, I think we see the 49ers keep rolling. But I think I definitely could see this being a Super Bowl preview. If I had to pick right now, I think those are the 2 teams we're going to be seeing in Vegas.
Scott A says Hamilton beard looking good, bro. Hey, that's Barbara Carroll's job. Barbara Carroll is the hype woman for Matthew Hamilton. So we've got that going on. We're going to take a short break here. We will be back. We'll hopefully have Gronkowski, who is not in Guam, but also in parts unknown somewhere. We're going to chat with him. Devin McCourty is going to hang out with us. If you have questions for Devin, now is your chance to hit the chat with him, guys. We appreciate you watching and supporting. We'll be doing more giveaways as well. We got a show. No show Monday, but we'll be back next week, Tuesday, with Debo hopefully coming off what could be a win over at those Ravens. We'll be back after this. You guys, all this pizza, listen, I've given my take on pizza. There's no such thing as bad pizza. That's the hottest take I'll ever have, potentially. But I will eat, give me a frozen Tony's. Give me a gas station, 7-Eleven pizza, fine. A slice of Sparrow, whatever. There's obviously like transcendent, amazing pizzas, like the Prince Streets and the El Industry and the Joe's, obviously a sweet slice from New York, like that's great. Or Giordano's, like I get, but you can't, like there's not, if there's bad pizza, I haven't eaten it. And the best pizza, of course, is cold pizza the next morning. Goated. That's my take. Okay. We're trying to get Gronk, y'all. I look like I ate some weed gummy edibles. I didn't put this, like the sky is in my eyes, and that's why I look like. But I like when you guys always think I'm high. It's really fun for me. Thank you guys. Bagel bites. I'm a bagel. I'll eat a bagel bite. Kate, hard. What is Sam saying? What is Sam saying? I'm in Syracuse with good pizza up here. Yeah. I'm loving the chat loves banana peppers. Nothing I love more than like the hot like peppercini. I have like I think there's nothing in my refrigerator but like 2 bottles of wine and a thing of banana peppers. It's not bad. It's the ulcer diet. Finally on those Nate Burleson CBD gummies. I thought that was Megatron. No, Megatron. Okay. Guys, it's Gronk Day. It's the Gronk Day. Claims the giggles. I don't have giggles. Justin Jefferson. If y'all played a drinking game where you took a sip every time Justin Jefferson giggled in an interview.
NFC division champ. James Cook.
At home, showed up and showed out.
Yeah! What's up? Yeah! They said I couldn't jump, but short man always jump high. Record holder! Great team win, baby! Nice job. Break down! You said you were going to win the game. You won the game.
What you're feeling is exuberance from a week of frustration.
Man, so proud of you guys, man. We talked about getting to 8, we got to 8.
But this team fights, and that's number 9.
Man, I'm proud of you. It's a win, man. That's
Who they say gonna be the Bengals?
Let James Cook. I love that they were so excited to pull that off. It was like, wait, let's say it. And then they did, and Buffalo got themselves a win. They might be the hottest team in football. We've got so much to talk about. Big games this week. That Christmas Day matchup between the Ravens and the Niners. Light up the chat. Let me know what you think the maker is going to be. Devin McCourty, a 3-time Super Bowl champion, is going to be on our show, but he's going to be outshined now by a 4-time Super Bowl champion, Rob Gronkowski, joining us. Rob, I'm in Guam. You're in Guam. How are you?
I'm doing good, Kay. How you doing? I'm not necessarily in Guam this week, though, but I'm kind of in a place similar to Guam.
Okay, you're in a Guam-ish sort of place. Parts unknown for our friend Rob Gronkowski. Rob, what are you up to? First of all, LA Bowl. Let's just start there. What were your takeaways from that? Was it a blast?
Yeah, the LA Bowl was awesome. The coolest part about it was that they let me do some Gronky type things. I sung the national anthem. Let me tell you, it wasn't that pleasant if you were listening to it, but I did a great job with my attitude. I came in and gave it my best effort. I did it for America. I did it for everyone that wanted to see me sing the national anthem. I hit all the words spot on. I didn't forget the national anthem, which was my biggest concern. I actually blacked out like a minute beforehand, and I was starting to sweat and get a little worried. I turned a little purple, but I pulled through once I started. And then on top of it, Boise State, they have a mascot that's a dog, and it races people every single game. And I raced the dog at halftime, and I beat the dog. I was the second person in history to beat the dog. And look at that stride. I'm flying. The dog had no chance, Kay. Whooped it. Ralphie, my son, would be proud of me.
My son. Did you think maybe I should it's a dog. You say you love dogs. You've said it on the show a million times. Did you think maybe I should let the Boise dog win?
No, because everyone was talking garbage to me. All the fans were talking garbage. The band walked by me saying, Blitz is going to whoop your butt. Blitz is going to dominate you. You have no chance. Keep warming up. And I said, all right, we'll see. So I was not letting the dog win. Also, the dog has won basically every single time in his life besides one time because he accidentally tripped up that one time, I've heard. So I was not letting him win. I had to show him what's up, and I gave him a treat after. I gave him some steak.
Brooke, why are you talking so fast today? What is happening?
Oh, I'm on set right now. I'm actually doing a commercial shoot. So like I've been going for 3 hours. So like everything's firing on all cylinders right now. So it's like
it's so amazing.
Coffee too. So like it's just like it's a good day. It's a good day, Kay.
It is. You look great. I can't wait to hear more about this commercial or see it on TV when it comes out. I mean, you were like lightning fast, not finishing sentences. I'm here for it. Let's show you something cool that happened. I mean, you're so busy. Did you see Keith do the Gronk spike after his first catch of the season? Okay, the Bucks upset the Packers, and we got a little nod to Gronk. Did you see this?
I saw the spike. Let me see. Keith hits it beyond, goes in the play action. It looks a little stiff, but that's okay. He's a fullback who absolutely dominates defenders in the hole when he blocks them. Keith with the Gronk spike, baby. I want to give a shout out to his tight end coach, JVD, John Van Dam. He was the assistant tight end coach when I was there. He's doing a great job with the young group in Tampa Bay with that tight end group. And he even has Keith, who's a fullback scoring touchdowns now. So shout out to Thank you for representing the Gronk spike.
Gronk, I hate to do this to you. There's a little controversy going on. I've got tweets, I've got texts from producers saying, we got to pull up the tape here. First of all, you're running to who let the dogs out, but let's go back to this Boise dog, because is there a false start here? Let's look at the tape.
There was a false start, but there wasn't any referees there, Kay. All right.
False start,
But the thing is that they said go over the loudspeaker, and the person that was holding the dog accidentally let go of the dog like a half second late. So I technically didn't false start. It was the dog that got a bad start. So it looked like I fell.
I feel like you should have had to grab a stick with your mouth also, because otherwise it's not even.
I agree. Now that I look back at it and I beat him so bad, I would have grabbed the stick with my mouth and I would have ran back and I still would have beat him.
I can't wait till next year when it's actually called the Gronk Bowl instead of the LA Bowl, as it should. As we are campaigning, we have to make a change.org petition to make that happen. And congrats on all the success on that. It's been amazing. And it was great to see SoFi lit up and rocking. We have a parlay, okay? Because back to SoFi here, the Rams. We said it weeks ago here on the show. Kyren Williams, are they going to run their way into the playoffs with this running back a la Todd Gurley vibes? Now we're going to build a parlay for Thursday Night Football. It is a same game parlay, and you want to talk about Kyren as your first leg.
Yes, Kyren Williams is an absolute beast. When he's on fire, the Rams are winning. And that's the little secret key to success for the Rams to win. Give the ball to Kyren and let him run. So I'm going with Kyren anytime touchdown.
Anytime touchdown. Okay, I'm going to go Cooper Kupp, 70-plus receiving yards. That's just what I think. He's had back-to-back 100-yard games. Nobody's talking about it. They might go to the playoffs, and Kupp's getting healthy.
And the next parlay, okay, I'm going to go with the Rams to win. Just straight up win. The Rams will do it. They're on fire. They started slow this season. They got a lot of young players, but they're playing together well now. They're going to beat the Saints. Rams
hosting the Saints. Oof. Saints defense looked real feisty last week, putting an end to the DeVito nonsense. I'm going to go, you know what, I think the Rams do win. And I like this for our parlay. The last leg, I'm going to say Stafford 2+ pass touchdowns, because he's thrown multiple touchdowns in not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 straight games. So to rehash this, let's take a look. Kyren, anytime touchdown. Kupp, 70+ receiving yards. Rams to win the whole thing against the Saints with TNF, and Stafford to have 2+ passing touchdowns. It's all going down at SoFi this game tomorrow night. Right now, guys, all FanDuel customers can join this same game parlay. You can ride with us. You can, of course, build your own, do your thing over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Do not miss out. It's a same game parlay on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. All right. There's something that happened in the Steelers game, my friend, that we have to get to. Pittsburgh defender, DeMonte was suspended for not for a game, for the rest of the season for this hit on Pittman. Take a look. What do you think?
I mean, a suspension for the rest of the season, I think, is a little bit too much. I don't even think he should have really been suspended at all. I mean, from the angle of it, from the angle that you just showed me, the guy led with his shoulder. I mean, what else is he supposed to do? I mean, the guy's laying out for the catch, and how else are you supposed to attack the opposing guy that's catching the ball as a defender? I mean, I don't know why he's suspended. I mean, Kay, you tell me, did he lead with his head, or is it just that angle that looks like he just led with his shoulder? How else are you supposed to hit the guy?
I don't know. I think that's the question. How else am I supposed to hit the guy? What? And you feel bad for these defensive players like Casey. Like, what are you supposed to do? And, I'll leave it to you. You're a 4-time Super Bowl champ. And then you have Tom Brady chiming in. He said in response on Instagram, he said, nobody likes seeing players get hurt, but hard hits happen. And here's what Tom Brady also said. Quarterbacks should not be throwing the ball in areas where they are exposing their own teammates to these type of hits. Do you so does this mean like it's on Gardner Minshew?
I would say that play was a football play. There's no other outcome that could have happened there. The defender made a play on how the defender should have made a play. He led with his shoulder as well. He didn't lead with his head. That was the only area he could hit the guy. The way that he was coming downfield, it was the wide receiver who laid his body out on the line like that. And on top of it, Gardner Minshew did throw a bad ball. It should have never been all the way out there like that, where the wide receiver had to jump out and make a diving catch. So Tom is right, and I would never argue with Tom on these situations because Tom is the best quarterback of all times, and Tom is the best quarterback of all times for a reason, because the game is slow to him. He sees everything that goes on. He sees why defenders get laid out. He sees why the defender or whatever is making the tackle, why he should be making the tackle like that. So I never argue with Tom because the game is slow to him. He's been around it for so long. He can read a defense like no other. He can see the plays go down, the tackles be made. So I'm not going to go against Tom. I kind of agree with him. And that was a football play. There's some hits that, yes, that are dirty, that should be taken out, but that was a clean hit. It was. I mean, what was wrong with it? I mean, what else could the defender have done?
I mean, that's why we have you to answer those questions. You can see Gronk on Fox, of course. We're going to have Devin McCourty pop in here in a second, but I want to get your thoughts before we do on Kadarius Tony. Because Sean McCoy was on yesterday, Super Bowl champion, former Chief too, spent lots of time with Andy Reid. And I'm like, why does Andy Reid keep putting him out there in these positions? Or, I understand like trying to have faith in your players to do more, but he's costing this team. He didn't cost them the win, but he has in different games. It's another big drop. Now, as someone who prides themselves on focus and being sure-handed, what do you make of this and this issue that continues to pop up?
Yes. Kadarius Tony is an athletic freak. The guy can run routes like no other. He can return punts. But when you're making costly mistakes like that, in and out, I mean, from beginning of the season to the to middle of the season, throughout your whole career, it's kind of like you just don't love the game of football. You're just out there because you're just so athletic that you were born with that type of athleticism, but you're not out there to be the best teammate you can be or the best football player that you can be, because those mistakes that he's making should have been corrected after the first time. If you love the game of football, you go back to the locker room, you take accountability of it all. You go hit the practice field. You make sure you look that ball in, catch it and tuck it and secure that ball well. And that's what you do if you love football. And then you don't make that mistake again. But when you keep making mistakes like that, you must not be that much into the game and you must not love the game.
Andy keeps trotting him out there. Should Andy bench him?
I truly think so. I mean, that's a mistake right there that has been shown that hasn't been corrected yet throughout the season. And then imagine that happening in a playoff game versus a good team with the game on the line. That could possibly cost them a season. And it has cost them a game this year, a game or two. It could have cost them the game versus the Patriots if they were in it a little bit more, if the Patriots had a better offense, actually, to put it correctly. But just overall, I mean, it's a possibility that he should be benched. I mean, you can't trust in him with catching the ball and it not flying somewhere.
It's really well said. Last one for you, your Cowboys. You picked them to win the Super Bowl. They've looked good at home, like really good, like the crazy splits, the differences between what they look like on the road and at home are really worrisome because there's a great chance they're going to have to play on the road in the NFC in the playoffs. They fell to Buffalo over the weekend. Why do you think that happens? Like why is this team struggling on the road from your vantage point?
I mean, from my point, I mean, they are a great team at home. I feel like when everything's, set for them, they can accomplish what they need to accomplish. They can flow on how they want to flow. But when things get a little tough, when they go on the road, it's raining out, the weather isn't so nice. They're playing a tough team on the road. The away crowd, they're super loud, so they can't really huddle how they want to huddle and communicate how they want to communicate. I said this on air the other day at Fox. I don't think that they're mentally prepared, that they're mentally tough enough to go on the road and dig deep enough to overcome the situations that they need to overcome, like a good team, like the weather, like the crowd, and win a game versus a good team on the road.
How much of that is on McCarthy?
I mean, I would say a little bit. It's on the whole organization overall. I mean, with the Patriots, why we, grinded and won out some games is because when the weather was brutal outside, we would still go outside and practice. And Coach Belichick would make it even harder out there during the practice. And he would spray the ball with water so the ball would freeze and become icy. So you would have to overcome that adverse situation of being able to throw the ball still while the ball was cold, icy, wet, all that good stuff, and then be able to catch it as well, even though your hands are frigid cold. We would never go inside the bubble. We'd be practicing outside. There'd be fan noise every single practice as loud as possible. I mean, it comes down to those little things. Coach Belichick got us prepared for any situation where you had to be mentally tough to overcome it. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys prepare like that because they're in Dallas. It's nice weather. They're in a bubble practicing majority of the time as well. So when those situations come, that they lose those type of games because they're not ready. And it happened a couple of years ago in New England. I said it on air before. They lost to a Patriots team before up in New England. Actually, they might have. I'm getting confused with the games. They might have won one of them in overtime, but I think they've also lost one of them a couple of years ago in New England because they should have never lost a game, but it was because the Patriots were more mentally tough in the weather conditions.
And that's how to beat it. You prepare for it like Belichick did. Though Belichick also loses a lot in his career with the Patriots in Miami. And that's where the Dolphins are welcoming those Cowboys to town. So won't be rainy or weird conditions. I just looked at it. It's beautiful in 70s. You know that Florida weather is, but we'll see if the Cowboys can fix some of that on the road. Devin McCourty, get in here. How proud are you of Gronk doing his thing as an analyst? You two, come on.
Wow,
he's so grown now. He's such a grown adult, man. It's fun to see.
I'm a grown adult. I love it, Devin. I love it. You're right. I have grown a little bit. Imagine me trying to do this at 20, 21 years old, 22 years old. Oh, that would have been a mess, Kay. You would have asked me off the show, frickin' after the first week or second week. Let me tell you that. But Devin, you're doing a great job as well. You were always a grown man. You're always a great teammate, great guy. But now you're a different guy. You're even taking it to another level with that suit and tie on Sunday Night Football, just looking all professional
sharp, man.
And all handy.
Okay, you know my job. I was a first-round pick. We all got drafted. I had to try to keep our class in line. Brandon Spikes, only thing that ended up happening, we all got in trouble a lot, waking up early because Spikes wasn't watching film. We got so much stuff going on our first 2 years.
But let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're one of the best draft classes in Coach Belichick's history.
Hands down,
not one of the best. We are the best draft class, leading the way with Devin McCourty in the first round, and not even like a top 10 pick. Grabbing him at the end of the round in the first round, which was a steal, going to the Pro Bowl your first rookie year. And then you had myself, Brandon Spikes, other players as well, that even undrafted free agents that we brought in that were starting for our team and contributing. So best draft class in Coach Belichick history, led by Devin McCourty, baby.
Yo, 2010. All right, Kay, we'll stop taking over your show.
No, but no, I love this. I wish we had more time. I think Gronk's got to, Devin, Gronk's shooting another commercial.
He's big time.
He's like, I can give you 10 minutes. There's somebody's, hovering above him to take him away to, hair and makeup to do his thing.
Oh, now you're coming down on me that I'm too big time.
We love you.
Nah,
back-to-back cornerstone picks in that 2010 draft. You guys have rookie stories. You guys should do a podcast together. Gronk, appreciate you. We're going to take a short break. Devin will be back with us. Devin, Matt, Patricia, we got to get into it. What do we need to know? We've got lots to get into with Devin McCourty after this. Should we start with Devin on YouTube? Let me see what. Yeah, I think we should do that. Make it very short because it takes it out of the thing. Okay, we're back with three-time Super Bowl champs, I believe three-time All-Pro, the star of NBC's Football Night in America. Devin McCourty, great to see you.
What's up, Kay? It's always fun seeing you do your thing. You're killing it.
Yeah, you're killing it. How are you enjoying Football Night in America? What have you learned?
Oh, it's been awesome. I think, when you're new to something, you always have a little bit of anxiety coming in of man, I don't want to ruin what they already have, this top-rated show on TV already. But everyone was just so welcoming. Chris Sims, I played against his brother in high school, so we already had that connectivity being together in New England. But then Coach Garrett, Tony Dungy, Rodney, they just kept giving me advice, telling me about their experiences when they first got in. So that helped me a lot early on. And then having our host, Maria Taylor, who's so kind, nice, sets us up with so many different things and kind of keeps the show light and funny. It's been a lot of fun. And I would probably say the best part is Sunday afternoon, we're just watching all the games together. Yeah. And like, there's no place I'd rather be than watching every game in the NFL, sitting in a chair, eating food. So it's been a good time so far.
It's amazing. I thought you were going to say the best part's Matt Casey.
Oh, my man, Case. I was just talking to Casey earlier today, going over the show and everything. He's awesome, though. A lot of things going on, and he has to sometimes yell in our ear to kind of get everybody coming back down to listen about what we got going on next.
It's amazing. Okay, let's just get to it here. Bill Belichick. I've been saying all year he's getting traded. I just felt like Gronk comes on my show every week. No, Gronk and Edelman were on last week, and they still were telling me, I don't believe it. What's going to happen with Bill?
I don't think he gets traded. I mean, if there is some like trade where he wants it to, but I just think when you're somewhere for that long, you know, if it doesn't work out and they decide to go their separate ways, I don't think there's a trade. But I think there's a world where he ends up not in New England next year. And I think the crazy thing is, who would have thought in 2023 we could be talking about two iconic coaching figures in Mike Tomlin and Bill Belichick possibly not being in Pittsburgh and New England. Sounds utterly ridiculous, but as this season unfolds these last 3 weeks, it almost seems like very real that those things can happen. And I'm very interested to see. I think obviously the team's still playing hard for Bill. So I think that's something the Crafts are going to have to think about. Like, you look at this team, only have 3 wins. They went out there, fought Kansas City, played tough. They beat Pittsburgh a week ago, who was still a chance to be in the playoffs. So I don't know exactly how to shake out, but I'm not on that side of like, no shot. Like, I do think there's a possibility. And I think there's a chance, like, we see Bill somewhere maybe contending for a Super Bowl next year if he's not in New England, because I think he can have that impact.
Where? Give me some options. Is he a Vegas guy? He's got that boat that y'all won him all those Super Bowls. He's got that 6 ring, 7 rings boat, whatever that thing is. He's got to park it somewhere. I don't know, Santa Monica?
If I had to pick, I say the Chargers, and everybody keeps bringing up Herbert, and obviously that is the most enticing thing. But I think it's also his understanding of like what a team needs. And this team has some older veterans. They're over their cap. They need somebody that's going to have some type of experience, you know, between him and then if they bring in a GM, of working together and figure out, all right, who do we keep? Who do we move on from? What do we need to bring in? What do we need to, like, all of those things. I think if you want a coach that can turn something around and get going, Herbert's now in his, 5th year. How can we take advantage of this guy's career? I think Bill's a guy that can come in and do that right away. But I think no matter what, if he's not in New England, if he can find a situation where the quarterback position is kind of set in stone, he can handle a lot of different things and get that going. I mean, it would be crazy not to see him in New England. But I do want to see him still coaching in this league. I think he has a lot to give. And it hasn't worked out for the Patriots this season, but there's still elements to watching the Patriots that you can see they're being coached the right way. It's a lot of execution and different other things going on.
I love you too much to bring up Mac Jones, because you were so adamant about Mac Jones, and you were, and we're not going to do it. I'm not going to put you through it. I do want to ask you, a guy who's also still coaching the league is Matt Patricia. This is a team that I'd like to see go back to the Super Bowl and do something. He takes over duties. Take me to this situation where there's let's go to the tape here. Less than 30 seconds to go. Eagles were up 4, and there are some people that were really critical of Patricia's decision to go cover 1 there. Are you okay with this strategy, or should he have had 2 safeties over the top because the Seahawks needed a touchdown to win?
I mean, it goes back and forth. I tweeted after this game, like, in 2-minute situation, you got to be able to cover. Like, the reason you get paid to play defensive back is to cover people. So there's no perfect calls for the whole drive. that's going to make it work. I think overall, especially this is 2 years in a row now that Matt Patricia gets thrown into situations that are not ideal. He's in New England. He gets thrown in a year ago to be an offensive coordinator, assistant coach, quality control offense like 15, 20 years ago. And then this year, I played under Matt Patricia. The defense they run in Philly is not the defense I ran when he was coaching me. So now he gets called in to run a defense that's not his defense, but to make the right calls in the right time in somebody else's defense really doesn't make sense and is really hard to do. Most coaches wouldn't want to be in that situation. So I think the hard thing for this team is they don't stop anybody with anything right now. If we're being realistic about the Eagles' defense the last few weeks, it's just been up and down the field. Run game, pass game. If they don't get a sack, it's been completions and yards. So now you get in a 2-minute situation. You don't want to be too soft because then the team drives right down the field and they end up with, 4 plays inside the 10-yard line, which is tough to stop now. So you take a shot. I think, again, if you're going to go cover one, you got to have confidence your guys can cover. And then the second part of it is Bradbury said he was kind of playing the sticks. In that situation, giving up a first down doesn't matter. We don't want to play the sticks and give up a chance of getting ran by. So the tough thing is they had 2 plays on that drive. DK Metcalf down the sideline on Bradbury, and then Smith and Jigba. You give up those plays, outside, long plays, you're going to lose every time in 2 minutes. So I think if they get in that situation next time, they're going to have to stay away from cover one because if you can't do it, you can't do it. It is what it is.
We got 20 seconds. You're used to these short answers, so I'm going to do it. Christmas Day. We had Debo on. He was giving all the love to Lamar. It's Niners. It's Ravens. Which offense is harder to defend from a safety's perspective? Lamar and the Ravens, pick your poison attack, or Kyle Shanahan's system that is clicking on all cylinders?
Okay, that's tough. If I had to pick right now, I wouldn't want to play San Fran. I just feel like they got too many all-pros over there. It's just everywhere you got to deal with somebody who's a first-team all-pro. That's hard to do.
Love it. Devin, you're the best and Apple Pro. Enjoy your Christmas with your beautiful family. I don't know if you and your brother get to hang out because they're not playing, but either way, we'll enjoy you on Sunday Night Football and FNI.
You too, man. Keep being a rock star, Kay.
Bye.